The first race Pacers moving in behind the starting gate. And here they come. And they're off. And going for the lead along the inside is Zach Society. Boru Betchican ducks over to the rail, races away in second. Up on the outside, that is Katie's Rio Tannic taking the third spot, just in front of Proud Shadow racing in fourth. Up on the outside is Video Bandit completing the top five, and then Mickey D's Express is racing sixth. Along the inside is Broadway's Dream racing in seventh, and then it is back to Code of Conduct racing eighth, and out of the gate ninth and last is a Golden Anxious Boy. They round the turn, straighten up onto the backstretch, and the opening quarter of a mile was clocked in 30 seconds flat. Pacing by to grab the lead is Video Bandit, now on top of full length. Zach Society racing second. Boru Betchican is third along the inside. Katie's Rio Tannica racing in fourth. And then it's back to Proud Shadow, who completes the top five. Mickey D's Express is racing in sixth. Broadway's Dream is in seventh. Then it's back to Code of Conduct, and Golden Anxious Boy trails the field. They're going to the half-mile marker, and reclaiming the lead is Zach Society. The Video Bandit back into second. Boru Betchican on the outside third. Katie's Rio Tannic completes the first four. Mickey D's Express the top five. Proud Shadow's at the rail racing in sixth. Up on the outside into seventh is Broadway's Dream. Through on the inside is Golden Anxious Boy, and the trailer is Code of Conduct. They round the turn after a half mile in 1 minute and 4/5. 3/8 of a mile still to go. Zach Society leads the way. Up on the outside, Mickey D's Express pacing into the action in second. The Video Bandits down at the rail in third, and then Boru Betchican completes the first four. Katie's Rio Tannic is fifth and on the outside, and Code of Conduct swinging to the extreme outside is gaining ground rapidly. They're at the three-quarters in 1:32.1, and now they straighten up into the home stretch, and Zach Society has the lead. Gaining on the outside is Code of Conduct, and here comes Code of Conduct sweeping by to take the lead. Zach Society racing second. Boru Betchican found racing room on the inside, sprints into third, but as they come down to the line, it's Code of Conduct all alone. Code of Conduct scores easily over Zach Society second. Boru Betchican finished third. Second race Pacers are all in behind the starting gate, and here they come. And they're off. Going for the lead is Broadway Mysticism up on the outside. Towards the inside is Illini Jet motoring Moe's in between horses. They race around the clubhouse turn, and that is Illini Jet taking the early lead. Broadway Mysticism up on the outside is away in second. Motoring Mo is third, and then it's Bold Reward completing the first four. Along the inside is Sentinel racing in fifth. Down at the rail, Moving Man is sixth. Unzipped on the outside, races seventh, followed by Mr. Benny's, and Herman Frisco is at the back. They round the turn, straighten up onto the backstretch, and Illini Jet leads the way. Racing second is Motoring Mo. Along the inside is Broadway Mysticism in third. And then Bold Reward, Sentinel moves to the outside. Mr. Benny's is into the action now, racing in sixth. Moving Man is in seventh, followed by Unzipped, and Herman Frisco is at the back. Fast opening quarter, 29 seconds flat. Now they're racing midway up the backstretch. And up on the outside, Sentinel races by to take the lead from Illini Jet in second. Motoring Moe's down at the rail racing in third. Up on the outside, Mr. Benny's races in fourth. They are racing to the far turn, and Sentinel has taken the lead. At the rail, Illini Jet racing second. On the outside, Mr. Benny's moves into third. Down at the rail, racing in fourth is Motoring Mo. On the outside, Unzip completes the first five. Broadway Mysticism racing in sixth. Herman Frisco's into the action in seventh. Moving Man moves to the outside in eighth. And Bold Reward has been shuffled back and is now ninth and last. They race by the half in 59-4. And now they're rounding the turn, coming for the top of the home stretch, and Sentinel leads the way. Up on the outside, gaining ground is Unzipped. They race by the three-quarter mile marker in 1:31 flat. Now they straighten into the home stretch. Sentinel is the one to catch. On the outside, Unzipped. Here comes Moving Man rallying down the center of the track. They race to the final eighth of a mile, and along the inside, Sentinel clinging to the lead. Unzipped is in between horses. Moving Man improving. Bold Reward, who was shuffled shuffled back, is now into fourth. On the outside, it's Moving Man, unzipped on the inside. Motoring Mo shakes loose. Layton is coming on. It's Unzipped hanging on. Here's the complete order finish for the second race. Illini Jet was 7th. Motoring Mo was 3rd. Broadway Mysticism finished 6th. Bold Reward was 5th. Sentinel was 4th. Moving Man was 2nd. Third race pacers at Hawthorne are all in behind the starting gate, and here they come. And they're off. Going for the lead, second warning up on the outside. Towards the inside is Rebel Warrior, and in between horses is Hot Shot Cam. They race around the clubhouse turn, and that is Rebel Warrior up to grab the lead. Hot Shot Cam is up on the outside away in second. There's a spot at the rail, and third is Chevy Glassbach. And then it is back to River Rat, who gets away in fourth. Second warning on the outside is away in fifth. KEB Command completes the top six, and then Jimmy Newcott is racing in seventh, Just Like Lightning, and Silky Charger are at the back. They race the opening quarter of a mile in 28-4, and now onto the backstretch, and leading the way is Rebel Warrior on top of full 2 lengths. Hot Shot Cam racing second. On the outside, second warning takes third. Chevy Glasspack is racing in fourth. River Rat driving to the outside now fifth. And then it's back to KEB Command, Jiminy Newcott, followed by Just Like Lightning, and Silky Charger trail the field. They are racing to the half-mile marker, and Rebel Warrior leads the way on top by a length. On the outside, second warning is second, with Hot Shot Cam racing in third. Moving to the outside, River Rat is into the first 4. Along the inside, that is Chevy Glasspack, shuffled back, now racing in fifth. Up on the outside, KEB Command gains ground in 6. Jiminy Newcott's buried behind a wall of horses. And then it's Just Like Lightning, and still at the back is Silky Charger. Half-time was 1 minute and 1/5, and now 3/8 of a mile still to go. They're rounding the far turn, and River Rat moving up to challenge. A Rebel Warrior for the lead. 3 wide goes KEB Command, now racing in third. Along the inside is Hot Shot Cam looking for a way out in fourth. Just Like Lightning's into the action fifth on the extreme outside. They are at the top of the home stretch, and Rebel Warrior turns for home, 3/4 in 1:32-2. It's Rebel Warrior leading the way on the extreme outside. Just Like Susan is closing in. In between horses coming on is that is Hot Shot Cam into the final 1/8 of a mile, and Hot Shot Cam has grabbed the lead. Just Like Lightning on the outside second. Silky Charger from a long way back is challenging Rebel Warrior for the show money. Just Like Lightning driving by Hot Shot Cam in the closing stages. Just Like Lightning in front. The fourth race pacers are all in behind the starting gate, and here they come. And they're off. And going for the lead is TV Gossip up on the outside. Down at the rail is Riata Hanover. And towards the inside, Heart Pills gets away in third. Down at the rail is EA's Promise racing onto the turn in fourth. And then it's back to Starfleet's Annie racing into the first 5. Rounding the turn, and TV Gossip up to grab the lead. Riata Hanover racing second. Heart Pills tugging hard in the bit is third. EA's Promise races in fourth. Starfleet's Annie is in fifth. And then Winning Smile, Carolina Courtney, and Nearby trail the field. They race off the turn, straighten up onto the backstretch, and leading the way is TV Gossip on top, 1.5 lengths. Riata Hanover racing in second. Heart Pills is third, followed by EA's Promise the first 4. Starfleet's Annie is racing in fifth. Winning Smile is sixth. Carolina Courtney is seventh, and Nearby continues to trail the field. They are racing midway up the backstretch, and the first to move is Heart Pills, moving up to challenge TV Gossip for the lead. TV Gossip maintains the advantage. Heart Pills racing second. Riata Hanover's down at the rail in third, and then back to fourth and EA's Promise. Up on the outside, Winning Smile has moved into fifth. Starfleet Sandy is racing sixth. Carolina Courtney is seventh, and Nearby trails the field. The halftime, a minute and 2 fifths, and now they start around the far turn. And leading the way around the turn, that is TV Gossip. Heart Pills on the outsides. Bid for the front has failed for the moment. Riata Hanover at the rail races in the third, and Winning Smile tips 3 wide, gains ground. Also on the far outside, Carolina Courtney is pacing into the action. They are rounding the turn, coming for the top of the home stretch, and TV Gossip has the lead, bracing for the oncoming challenge of Winning Smile. Down at the rail, Riata Hanover needs racing room from third. Carolina Courtney, center of the track, is fourth. They are racing through the final eighth of a mile, three-quarter time, 1:32.1, and it is TV Gossip still with the lead. Winning Smile is inching closer from out of the back. Finishing fast is Nearby and Carolina Courtney. It's TV Gossip clinging to the lead. Winning Smile is inching closer. They're coming down to the line. Winning Smile, TV Gossip in a photo finish. Can't split them. It was Winning Smile on the outside, TV Gossip on the inside. Here they come. And they're off, and Biz Hanover fires out of the gate and goes for the early lead along the inside. Amazon's Finale, and towards the inside, Western Sand gets away in a third. They race around the clubhouse turn, and up to grab the lead is Biz Hanover. Down at the rail, Amazon's Finale is away in second. Western Sands down at the rail in third, and then it's back to East Coast Lady, who completes the first four. Sweet and Pretty is into the top five, and then it is back to Forever Rowan racing in sixth. Tarport Imogene is seventh. Krista Ann Q is eighth, and the trailer is Catastrophe P. They race by the opening quarter in 29.4, and now they're on to the backstretch, and Biz Hanover leads the way on top, a length and a half. Amazon's Finale racing second. Western Sand is in third, and then it is back to East Coast Lady completing the first four. Sweet and Pretty, the top five. Krista Ann Q driving on the outside is now racing in sixth. Forever Rowan is seventh. Tarport Imogene is eighth, and Catastrophe P continues to trail the field. Going to the half-mile pole and leading the way is Biz Hanover on top of length. Amazon's Finale following intently in second, and then Western Sand is racing third. Back to East Coast Lady along the inside fourth, and gaining on the outside is Krista Ann Q into the top five. Sweet and Pretty is racing in sixth. Tarport Imogene is on the outside in seventh. Catastrophe P is racing in eighth, and Forever Rowan trails the field. They race by the half in a minute and 1/5, and at the midway point on the turn, leading the way is Biz Hanover on top, three-quarters of a length. Moving up on the outside to challenges Western Sand. Down at the rail, Amazon's Finale is racing in third, and then it is back to Krista Ann Q in fourth, to the outside Tarport Imogene fifth. They're at the top of the home stretch, and Biz Hanover is the one to catch. Biz Hanover opens up a quick 2 lengths. Amazon's Finale along the inside second. Up on the outside, that is Western Sand racing in third. Into the final eighth of a mile, and Biz Hanover just coasting through the stretch is home free. It's Biz Hanover in front along the inside. Amazon's Finale finishing fast outside. Forever Rowan, but Biz Hanover has given this field the slip. The race is for place. 4 of them on the line in a place photo. Here they come. And they're off. Shannon Going By is going for the lead. Along the inside is Silent Battle, and up on the outside is Free Willing. They race around the clubhouse turn, and that is Shannon Going By claiming the early lead. Silent Battle at the rail racing in second, and Free Willing finds a spot at the rail racing in third, just in front of Severe Storm in fourth. Lisa's Baker completes the top five, and then it's back to Storm going six, and King Citation trails the field. Rounding the turn, going to the backstretch, and there's not a lot of pace on as Shannon Going By controls the pace, with Silent Battle racing in second. First quarter was clocked in 30 seconds flat, and now they're on to the backstretch. And Shannon Going By has the lead. There goes Free Willing to the outside with a rush to challenge. Silent Battle is at the rail, now racing in third. Up on the outside is Severe Storm in fourth, and then it's back to Lisa's Baker in fifth, followed by Storm going sixth, and King Citation trails the field. Racing up the backstretch, and Free Willing has taken the lead. Shannon Going By is racing second. Up on the outside, into the top three is Severe Storm. Down at the rail, Silent Battle is shuffled back in fourth. On the outside, Lisa's Baker gains ground now in fifth. Along the inside, King Citation is sixth, and Storm Go trails the field. Halftime was 101-2, and now they move to the far turn, and Free Willing has the lead, 3/4 of a length. Severe Storm moving alongside in second. Down at the rail, that is Shannon Going By in third, and then it is back to Silent Battle in fourth. Lisa's Baker was rough gated and taken back to last as they race midway around the turn. Leading the way is Free Willing, and right alongside that is Severe Storm. And gaining ground on the extreme outside is Shannon Going By. They race by the 3/4 in 1:33-2, and now they're at the top of the home stretch. And Shannon Going By rallies down the center. Along the inside, that is Free Willing. Just in behind the top two, Silent Battle's looking for a way through. Center of the track, Storm Go is coming on. Into the final eighth of a mile, and Free Willing has the lead. Shannon Going By second at the rail, Silent Battle third. Center of the track, King Citation is coming home fast, but Free Willing has given this field the slip. It's Free Willing home free. King Citation second, Silent Battle was third. Seventh race pacers at Hawthorne are all in behind the starting gate, and here they come. We have a recall. Starting judge has signaled for a recall. Seventh race pacers assembling behind the starting gate. And here they come. Here they come. And they're off. Driving for the lead from the outside is Acts Like a Filly. From in between horses, Sam Shoe 2. Silly Face is also looking for a forward spot. It's Sam Shoe 2 pacing to the front. Silly Face is parked out second at the rail. Quick Cream is third. And then it's Acts Like a Filly racing in fourth, followed by WYZZYWIG completing the top five. Matadora is racing in sixth. Getting Any Bluegrass is seventh. One More and Kick Me Out, and Smokin' JoJo complete the field. They race off the turn, straighten up onto the backstretch, and Sam Shoe 2 leads the way. Silly Face found a spot at the rail. Second, Quick Cream racing in third. Acts Like a Filly is backed off as settles down at the rail, racing in fourth, and then it is WYZZYWIG in fifth. Followed by Getting Any Bluegrass, who has moved into the top six. Matadora's dropping back. Smokin' JoJo's moving up, and One More and Kick Me Out is the trailer. They're racing to the half-mile marker, and Sam Shoe 2 hands the lead with a rush up on the outside, though, to challenge is Acts Like a Filly. And Acts Like a Filly grabs the lead just before the half-mile marker. Sam Shoe 2 relegated to second, and then Silly Face is racing third. Quick Cream completes the first four, moving to the outside. Racing into the top five is WYZZYWIG. Down at the rail is Getting Any Bluegrass, now racing in sixth, followed by Smokin' JoJo in seventh. And then it is back to Matadora, and at the back, One More and Kick Me Out trails. Halftime 58-3. They're rounding the turn, coming for the top of the home stretch, and Acts Like a Filly has the lead of link. Sam Shoe 2 racing second. second, and then Silly Face driving to the outside is third. Up the rail comes Quick Cream fourth. They straighten into the home stretch, and Acts Like a Philly turns for home after pacing 3/4 in 1:29 and 2. Acts Like a Philly still has the lead. Silly Face on the outside is gaining. Down at the rail, Sam Shoe 2 can do no better in third. Along the rail, Quick Cream is fourth. Into the final eighth of a mile, and Silly Face is in front. Silly Face is drawing away from Acts Like a Philly. Sam Shoe 2 third. It's Silly Face all alone. Eighth race trotters are all in behind the starting gate, and here they come. And they're off. Fast to start, Arbor Pal going for the lead up on the outside. You know what I mean, Vern. Down at the rail is away in second. And then Party Marty is along the inside, trotting around the turn in third. Up on the outside, that is on the waterfront into the first four. And then it is back to Madison Marshall, who completes the top five, followed by Gutsy Gertie racing in six. Almerhurst Teeter is seventh, followed by Glass Coat in eighth, and the early trailer is Cooper Randolph. They round the turn, and Arbor Pal shows the way. Racing second is You Know What I Mean, Vern. And then on the waterfront, trots in third. There goes Party Marty to the outside, racing in fourth. And then it's back to Madison Marshall in fifth, followed by Gutsy Gertie in sixth. Almerhurst Teeter is seventh. From out of the back, Cooper Randolph wheels to the outside, and Glass Coat trails the field. Opening quarter of a mile clocked in 29 and 1, and Andy Miller guns the 3-5 favorite Party Marty to the lead. Party Marty trots to the front. Arbor Pal's back into second. At the rail, You Know What I Mean, Vern trotting in third, and then it's back to On the Waterfront in fourth. Madison Marshall completes the first five, followed by Gutsy Gertie racing in sixth. Almerhurst Teeter is seventh. The two trailers are Glass Coat and Cooper Randolph. Halftime 58 and 1, 3/8 of a mile still to go, and Party Marty trotting strong on the lead is a length and a half in front of Arbor Pal racing in second. And then it's back to You Know What I Mean, Vern in third, followed by On the Waterfront in fourth. Madison Marshall the top five. Gutsy Gertie down at the rail is sixth. Almerhurst Teeter is seventh, followed by Cooper Randolph, and at the back, Glass Coat. They're at the top of the home stretch, and Party Marty has trotted the opening 3/4 in 1:29 and 1. They're racing through the stretch, and Party Marty is the leader. You Know What I Mean, Vern has taken second. Arbor Pal's back into third. Through the final eighth of a mile, and now Party Marty is asked for his best by Andy Miller. You Know What I Mean, Vern inching closer. Outside, Almerhurst Teeter is trying to snag the show spot. It's Party Marty in front. You Know What I Mean, Vern second. Almerhurst Teeter up in time to take the show money with Madison Marshall fourth. Ninth race pacers are all in behind the starting gate, and here they come. And they're off, and Ms. J. Revrock drives for the lead from in between Love Lady, Oprah Winfrey down at the rail. That is Ms. J. Revrock leading around the clubhouse turn. Up on the outside, Love Lady has taken back, and now Oprah Winfrey along the inside moves into second. Love Lady takes a spot at the rail in third. Rosedale Donna is fourth around the turn, followed by Royal Storm, who races in fifth. Carrie Marie completes the top six. Crazy Reaction, Beth Express, and at the back is Power Packet. They round the turn, straighten up onto the backstretch, and Ms. J. Revrock leads the way. Oprah Winfrey racing second. There goes Love Lady once again to challenge for the lead. The opening quarter was in 30 4/5, and as they race up the backstretch, it's Love Lady who has grabbed the lead from Ms. J. Revrock racing second. Oprah Winfrey third. Rosedale Donna completes the first four, followed by Royal Storm racing fifth. Carrie Marie drives to the outside in sixth. Crazy Reaction is seventh. Power Packet is racing in eighth, and Beth Express trails. They race up the backstretch, and leading the way is Love Lady, on top by a full length to Ms. J. Revrock racing second. Otra Winfrey down at the rail is third. Carrie Marie is on the outside in fourth. Rosedale Donna completes the top five. Out and driving, that is Crazy Reaction into the first six. Halftime 103 flat, and now they're rounding the far turn. Love Lady leads the way. Carrie Marie racing second. Ms. J. Revrock down at the rail is in third. Crazy Reaction on the outside is fourth. Otra Winfrey completes the top five. Beth Express moves up strongly into the first six. Down at the rail, Rosedale Donna has been shuffled back in seventh. Power Packet races in eighth. They are at the top of the home stretch, and as they make the turn for home, Love Lady's the one to catch. They race by the 3/4 in 1:33 and 3. Racing through the home stretch, and Carrie Marie has grabbed the lead. It's Carrie Marie to the front, Love Lady racing second. On the outside, Crazy Reaction third. Into the final eighth of a mile, and Carrie Marie is the leader. Love Lady is inching closer once again from second. 16th out, Carrie Marie's the leader. Love Lady's catching with each and every stride. Center of the track, Otra Winfrey third. It's Carrie Marie in front. Tenth race pacers are all in behind the starting gate. And here they come. And they're off, and Lake Hills Doc is driving for the lead. Monster Mac up on the outside is trying for the front. Down at the rail is GMF Hots, who gets away in third. Doreen's Dandy is dropping over to the rail, racing in fourth, and then it is back to Fleet Wing, completing the first five. Followed by Johnny Peshtigo racing in sixth, and then Bowlmaster and Noteworthy Dude trails the field. They round the turn, straighten up onto the backstretch, and Monster Mac paces to the top with Lake Hills Doc racing second. JMF Hots down at the rail is in third. Doran's Dandy is racing in fourth, and then it is back to Fleet Wing in fifth, followed by Johnny Peshtigo. Boltmaster, Noteworthy Dude is at the back. The opening quarter of a mile clocked in 29 and 3, and as they race up the backstretch, that's Lake Hills Doc reclaiming the lead from Monster Mac in second. JMF Hots is racing third. Doran's Dandy is in fourth, and then it is back to Fleet Wing in fifth, followed by Johnny Peshtigo. Moving to the outside, Noteworthy Dude, and Bowlmaster is the trailer. They're going to the half-mile marker, and leading the way is Lake Hills Doc, clear by a length to Monster Mac second. JMF Hots is racing in third. To the outside goes Fleet Wing, now racing in fourth. Doran's Dandy down at the rail, racing in fifth. Moving up is a Noteworthy Dude, now into the first six. Along the inside is Johnny Peshtigo, and the trailer is Bowlmaster. Half-time clocked in 1 minute and 1/5, and now they're midway around the turn for home. It is Lake Hills Doc continuing to show the way. Monster Mac is poised to move to the outside, racing in second. JMF Hots to the center of the track is coming on in third. Up the rail, Doran's Dandy is fourth, and then it's back to Johnny Peshtigo at the rail in fifth. They straighten into the home stretch, and it is Lake Hills Doc on the lead. Up on the outside, JMF Hots, and gaining ground through the center, Doran's Dandy is now coming on from fourth. They race into the final eighth of a mile. Lake Hills Doc, the one to catch. JMF Hots is gaining inch by inch. Doran's Dandy on the outside. Monster Mac's looking to thread the needle. Monster Mac needs a little racing room. Doran's Dandy, JMF Hots. Monster Mac is coming on. Monster Mac coming to JMF Hots. Can't split them. That was a photo finish. JMF Hots on the outside. Monster Mac on the inside.